Jamaican. This comes in light of the recent squabble from Bob MarlEy Beach residents who are claiming to have a legal right to the land through history. As many call for the residents to be left alone, PM Holness insists the plans for developing the land will generate opportunities for the parish.
Hi everyone, warm welcome to the channel. Those of you who have never tuned in before, thanks for joining us, and remember to like, share and subscribe. Thanks to all the viewers and thanks to all the subscribers. So we have an update on the Bob MarlEy Beach situation. So we were told by the fisher folk and the residents that they were contacted via phone and messages, according to the printed media and other media outlets, by the developer or representatives of the developer to state that they should leave the property. If they don't leave the property, their quote-unquote property will be demolished, right? And of course they brought it to the media attention, and there was a lot of backlash, a lot of people not agreeing with what's going on, and of course they got some representation and all of that. So I noticed that Dr. Marcus Goff was able to file the injunction in the Supreme Court, and that was granted for that particular family, that has been there for a long time. So they got that approved by the courts. An injunction to stop the demolition. That was that application went to the Supreme Court to stop the demolition of homes and property on the Bob MarlEy Beach because it's alleged that the developers were telling them to vacate the property. And of course, they are not going to abide by that because they're of the opinion of, they've been there for a while, right? And they're the one, they themselves have applied for adverse possession. That's what they said. That means they want to take over that section legally as well, right? So Dr. Marcus Goff, the attorney at law, has applied to the Supreme Court to block the demolition. So an injunction was sent in, and of course that was approved by the Supreme Court for that particular family. It's protecting the Stevenson family, who has been there for a while, right? So now that has been granted, so that they're now going to be looking at another injunction which was filed last Friday in the parish court, a claim for prescriptive rights. That means the public must have access to the Bob MarlEy Beach forever. Cannot block the general public from using the Bob MarlEy Beach, right? So this is a good thing, right? Because the residents are saying that they're not stopping the developers from, building their hotels and all of that. But they want to make sure that they remain on the beach and they're able to carry on their business. And also the public must have access to the beach, right? No restrictions whatsoever. And that's what they're talking about. That's what they want to get done. So let's see what happens with the parish court as well, because that was only filed last week. So we will be following up on it. Now, there's been something in the media. The developers are saying that they never stopped them from using the beach, or any access. No access was denied and all of that. So this is from the Jamaica Observer, right? So it says that the attorney at law, Dr. Marcus Goff, says advocacy group Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement will be pressing ahead with its legal action against private developer, the GOFFE Group, which is constructing a $200 million US luxury hotel on lands adjoining Bob MarlEy Beach in St. Thomas, which is constructing it. A director of the company, Donovan Reed, declaring that no forced relocation of informal settlers or threat to beach access. However, Dr. Goff is contending that the GOFFE Group has not used the proper legal channels to engage two families who have been living on the land for 50 years. Dr. Goff was last week successful in getting a 28-day interim injunction in the Supreme Court to prevent the threatened demolition of the home of one of the families referred to as the Stevensons. A hearing date has been set for November the 18th. The court to recognize the prescriptive rights of the public to access the beach and to use the access roads, tracks, and parkways for that purpose in that area. Dr. Goff clarified that the Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement is not against the proposed development by the GOFFE Group. But since the group owns more than 300 acres of the land in the area, it should leave the section where the families reside. So we're not saying that you can't do what you want to do somewhere else, but don't try to do it there by denying the people's rights and denying the public access to that lovely beach, he insisted. The Roof Group director, Donovan Reed, told the Gleaner that there was no attempt. So the Wolf Group director, Donovan Reed, is stating there was no attempt to bribe the families to leave the lands it purchased in 2019, and there's no plan to prevent Jamaicans from accessing Bob MarlEy Beach. Mr. Reed confirmed that the company has also offered to provide support for one family, including assistance with relocation. However, these have been rejected. Why does he want to relocate the families? He went further to say that the Wolf Group's approach to the community has been sensitive, noting that the plans are in place for vendors and fisher folks. The director said that the development will give significant credibility to the southern coast of the parish and attract other ultra-luxury brands with the multi-billion-dollar Southern Coastal Highway Improvement project opening up in St. Thomas to investments. But you have to also look at the rights of the citizens and for those who have been living there for 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah, you have to look at the big picture as well. It's not just about investments, I believe. So they're going back to court, and hopefully we'll be giving you an update on that. So for right now, there's a 28-day interim injunction in the Supreme Court to prevent the threatened demolition of the home of one of the families. So I'm wondering why just one referred to as the Stevensons. So maybe they're the ones who've been there originally. Right? So what about the others? I would really like to see how this is going to play out, right? Bob MarlEy Beach is a heritage space. So, and it's one of the national treasures of Jamaica. So therefore, no access can be denied to the people of Jamaica. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Because the families were saying they were getting calls. The families who were occupying the beach were getting phone calls in a threatening manner.
Stop the threatened demolition of homes and other family premises there, particularly of the Stevenson family. This case being represented by Mr. Norman Stevenson, who is the son of one of the ancient Nyabingi defenders of Bob MarlEy Beach, Bongo Gabi. So that family is currently being protected by the injunction that was granted by the Supreme Court last week, Friday. We're also going to be filing tomorrow in the parish court a claim for prescriptive rights for the public. So the public will always be able, forever after, to enjoy Bob MarlEy Beach and its resources. Stop the threatened demolition of homes and other family premises there, particularly of the Stevenson family. This case being represented by Mr. Norman Stevenson, who is the son of one of the ancient Nyabingi defenders of Bob MarlEy Beach, Bongo Gabi. So that family is currently being protected by the injunction that was granted by the Supreme Court last week, Friday. We're also going to be filing tomorrow in the parish court a claim for prescriptive rights for the public. So the public will always be able, forever after, to enjoy Bob MarlEy Beach and its resources.
I would like to see is the government stepping up and helping the residents there renovate, update the facilities so that they're able to compete and that more patrons will be coming into their space. So they need modern facilities, give them a start, so to speak. And please feel free to comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Care of yourself and others. Bye for now.